seconds into the game. So obviously, Harry, they had words, and now they go to work. Now to Hull breaking it all along. He shoots, he scores! Brett Hull ties it at 2. Oh, baby, Kelly Chase, does he give it? And they love it.
Into the hot zone to Hull. Shoots, he scores! Brett Hull!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Ice Guardians here from Window World Studio, sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center, with our good friend Mike Zuke and the proprietor,
Irish Jim,
the proprietor of our favorite watering hole, Jimmy O'Brien, one of the biggest Blues fans in the
so
whole
we figure
city.
we're going to have Irish Jim on. No question. It's the most famous sports bar now. I'm going to call it in America. Just because of
if it's not, we're going to make it. We're going to make it that famous.
Let's say we got the Midwest cornered anyway. How about that?
You got the Midwest market, and the fact that all the guys you've been taking care of for so long, all of a sudden, it wasn't necessarily them that won the cup, but that's kind of when it started. And then all these kids are playing in the NHL, and they're coming home, and they're wearing the O.B. Clark's hats. And I just thought it'd be great if Hully and I talked about it and we said, you know what, let's get Jimmy on, give him a handle, Irish Jim. And so we call the back end to Jim. And we haven't even introduced our former alumni, current alumni, and one of our good friends, Mike Zuke. Zuke, you've had a pizza or beer or two in Jimmy's.
Just a couple. Yeah. Over the
I've
years.
seen him once or twice.
After 48 years, I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, 48 years in St. Louis for Mike.
Yeah.
48?
Yeah.
Got here in 78.
78. Yeah, and that team that was, in that time period, there's a ton of us that stayed. You know, Larry Patey,
Absolutely.
Bernie, Dunlop,
Neil
Komodowski. Yeah, Bruce Affleck, obviously. Just that group just stayed here. We had some success, and we loved it here. Loved the people, loved the city, and we're all still here.
Well, the year that you got here is the year we opened up, 1978. Yeah. So my father started it.
No kidding.
And that was down in the strip mall.
Down
on
the
the
old
side.
strip mall, yeah, which now currently is an REI. They redid the strip mall, and that's why. And then we moved up the street. So we were down there for 22 years.
Where's the strip mall?
It's still there,
Nordstrom's
but they
Rack.
redid the whole strip mall.
Okay.
But we were right there. Well, you were in the old place a couple times.
couple.
Obviously, so
Oh,
much
yeah,
that
you were.
you can't remember.
I was in there with you. Well, we went in there for lunch a little bit after
Practice.
Practice
You guys practice at Brentwood, yeah.
should we call them Brentwood Ice Rink, on our way to the airport.
What a dump that was.
Nice locker room, wasn't it?
And just before we went on, Zuki, we were talking, and you got to let the people know and let them use their imagination about when you were in the North American Hockey League,
yeah.
Which was basically the AHL before the
or
American Hockey League.
lower than that. Lower than that.
Right?
It was the East Coast League, basically.
And tell them about your trips. I mean, I'm like, I was getting claustrophobic thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I went to Indianapolis because the Blues.
Let's go
drafted a
back
guy-
for just a step.
Yeah.
You signed as a free agent out of college out of
No,
West.
I was drafted by Indianapolis and St. Louis.
Oh, in the WHA.
Yeah, in the WHA.
Okay, I got
it. The year I graduated, so I played all 4 years of college.
Michigan Tech for
yeah.
All-American, MVP, Rookie of the Year.
And his team just won again last year.
Yeah. They did.
that was
That was
Western.
Western.
Oh, that was Western.
So that was Western.
But so I played college hockey and turned in pro, and it just so happened the Blues drafted a kid by the name of Bernie Federico. So they already had Red Berenson and Gary Unger, and they knew Bernie was going to play. So, and back then, Ralston Prina had the team. They didn't have a whole lot of money, so they didn't sign me. Signed with Indianapolis.
Dogs didn't eat back then?
I guess.
I think they had plenty of money. They didn't have plenty of money for the
They just
Blues.
didn't want to spend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they let Harry Ornest hide it.
Yeah. So,
He was pretty good at that as well.
so I got signed by Indianapolis, went to training camp, had a decent training camp. Jacques Demers pulls me aside at the end of camp and says, Mike, you played college hockey. You only played 44 games. There's no checking. There's no hitting. you need to go to the minors, to learn the pro game. This is after I won the MVP and, two-time All-American, but okay, I'll go to the minors.
Go learn the game.
Played in Utica, New York, Mohawk Valley Comets, rode the bus that was in
Mohawk
Slapshot.
Valley.
Rode the bus that was in Slapshot, and our trips were probably 8-10 hours to get to the games. We were in New York. Well, first of all, I think I told you, Hully, our first training camp. I go down to the minors, the first training camp, line up along the sideboards, and one at a time, sideboards for an hour. That was our training camp for like 3 days.
What do you mean one at a time for
One
an
at
hour?
a time.
No way.
Everybody
Yeah.
was lined up along the
Wally's.
boards. One guy would go, come back, next guy for an hour. That was our training camp for 3 days.
Well thought out. Who was
camp.
your coach?
Well, it's Bob Wojtowicz,
Who was an original Winnipeg Jet, played with my dad in Winnipeg.
so he
Not
was at
much
the
of a
end.
coach.
Yeah, he was at the end of his career, so he went down to the minors to collect his last
Yeah.
paycheck, and he would get on the bus on our 10-hour road trips, put a case of beer underneath his seat. He'd be ready for the road trip. We would get on the bus at 7 o'clock in the morning for a 10-hour bus ride. We'd play hearts. 5 of us would play hearts the whole time. I sat where Paul Newman sat in the movie for 10 hours playing hearts. Some of these guys, other guys were at the end of their careers. New York, bars open until 4 in the morning, right? These guys would get out of the bar at 4, make it to the bus for a 7 a.m. bus ride. They'd get in their bunk, sleep off their day. The whole day they'd sleep until we got off the bus to play the game. After the game, we'd get back on the bus for another 10-hour drive to wherever we went.
Bizarre.
They would drink, and then they'd be in their bunks for the rest of the night until we got home.
I'm not so sure some of that didn't carry on into the late 80s.
It could have, yeah.
Well, I wasn't sleeping in no bunk, I can tell you that.
They were at Obie Clark's,
Except the
I
bus
think.
part, apparently.
Well, finish it with the one trip. It was a 10-hour ride.
Oh, yeah. So Bo's Geros are in the league, and this is probably a 12-hour bus ride. And they had Gilles Bilodeau. They had 5 of the biggest goons at the time on Bo's. So we get on the bus at 7 in the morning, drive all the way up to Bo's, Quebec. I don't even know where it is.
We like to call us tough guys, not
Yeah,
dudes.
tough. So we drive all the way up there, and everybody's, nobody had the Bose flu, but you kind of had the Bose flu. We get up there, an hour before game time, the building is dark. Nobody there.
12-hour bus ride.
After a 12-hour bus ride. They folded as we were on the bus going up there. No cell phones or anything. We didn't know, but we were the happiest guys in the world. We didn't have to play against them. And we went to a bar, got beers, got back on the bus, and headed to who knows where. Yeah.
That was some different times.
Oh, yeah.
And then with the fact that the WHA and the NHL and there was never really concrete evidence that it was going to go either way.
Right.
No, oh, no.
Because they
not at all.
didn't merge until 80, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was 70. Yeah, this was 76, 77. Yeah.
And the young fella from Sault Ste. Marie got drafted by
By Indianapolis?
Indianapolis,
Yeah,
right?
He went there. Wayne actually followed me around because I played for the Sioux Greyhounds in junior. That's where he played. I played college, but then I went to Indy. And then the year I came to St. Louis is the year that Wayne went to Indy. I had left Edmonton. Wayne went from Indy to Edmonton. He actually had my line mates when I left. He played with Blair McDonald and
Yeah, BJ.
and Callaghan, Brett Callaghan. BJ scored 30 goals with me. He scored 50 with Gretz the next year. So I
And
don't
was
think
never
he-
heard from again.
Yeah. Well, I heard the story. Say he wanted a bigger contract, right? Because he scored 50 goals. Sazer said a monkey could score 50 goals with him. Traded him to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then BJ had a decent career, but never scored anywhere near that after.
Said a monkey.
Yeah, he said a monkey could score 50 goals with Gretzky. I'm not paying you what you want.
Well, which is, my dad told me a great story that when he got Wayne, it was right at the end of my dad's career, he called my dad and said, Bobby, come and play 1 year with Wayne so you can kind of help him learn a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
And my dad wanted to so bad, but he said I just couldn't. Yeah, there was nothing left in the old engine.
Yeah, because your dad was in Hartford, wasn't he? Or did
yeah.
he finish there?
Yeah, I think it was after he had told them to pound sand.
Yeah. So another story about the miners. Remember the bus from Slapshot?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, we rode that bus. So they have the movie. They take the axe to the bottom of the bus, the door,
Making
right?
it look mean.
Oh, making it look mean.
What are you doing
Well,
with the butts?
I get there, and there's a piece of plywood over the door. The production company gave the owner money to fix the bus. He took the money, put it in his pocket, put a piece of plywood. So we're driving up. We get off the ice. Our stuff's wet, right? Yeah. After we play a game, they throw it underneath the bus. The bus is supposed to be warm because of the doors. Well, the 20 below zero weather's coming through the plywood. We get off the bus the next day, put our stuff on. It's all frozen. Frozen solid. That was in North American Hockey League.
Sounds like Joe
My
McGrath
introduction to pro
left
hockey.
the Chiefs and took over your organization.
Yeah, I thought it was tough when I was playing in junior in Penticton, the 5-hour bus ride to where it was, way up north in BC.
Yeah.
That was peanuts compared to what you just.
Well, listen, I'll tell you a good one about the bus rides and about your freezing your underwear. We lose in, look, it doesn't matter, Regina or something, you know. And our GM was hilarious. And he was as serious about playing a certain way and was as tough as barbed wire as anyone I ever met. And he used to tell, he'd get pissed off in a meeting and go, I'm back in this room and I shouldn't be in this room. And he's only spoke about, I bet in 3 years I only heard him maybe 6 times. But every one of them was memorial. Like, the memory of the shit that he said. But he said to us one time, we got off, he goes, we're getting off the bus and our, equipment's there. And he goes, sounds like you guys are going to have to go for a skate. So, he goes, so just taking all that underwear out. So we had to put it in the shower, thaw it out, wring it out, dry it as best you can, or else just, figure out what you had in your stall that you could use. But you didn't have 2 sets of underwear.
Oh, no.
Okay? So we damn near froze. And then he said, be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. He goes, we're going to work a full day. We're going to show you guys what 8-hour days feel like. And he said, the problem with you guys is you don't want to win. Like, I want to fucking win. When I play a game, I want to win. And he goes, you're going to want to win. You give me 14 Kevin Kaminskis and Wendell Clarks, and I'll beat you at anything. Ping pong, racquetball, pool. I don't give a shit because they want to win. Yeah. He goes, I go out fishing with my daughter. She catches the first fish. I cut her fucking line because I want to catch the first fish. And so, you're in there and you're trying to be serious and you can't believe you got to go skate at 1 a.m. And then he comes up with something like that and you're just like, Jesus. So we end up having to just go out and get through it, skate, whatever the hell it is that we have to do to keep in line with what he did. He made us do that for 10 days. We had 3 games in between, and he told us if we lost the games, we'd be on the riverbanks in the morning next week. And that's no bullshit. I think we went on like a 14-game winning streak.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh,
We won the league that year. But, the shit that he used to say, oh, my God.
A little different than Bobby Plager, right?
Oh, well, just like Bobby Plager. Just like, there was nothing like Bobby Plager, the stuff that he used to let us get away with and he was part of. And, I laugh about it now because I say all the time, like, I'm up in the alumni box and I hear the door open and I expect to turn around and see him.
Still, yeah.
Still, to
That's
this
his
day.
box.
Nobody was an ambassador like him. And so...
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. And so, like, when I, it's not even a stretch with the stories, and we'll get into the stories more this winter with some of them, but I've got a story about Bobby Plager that I don't know about episode 40 of this show, we're going to tell it. And I'm telling you, people are going to piss themselves laughing because even though it's really, really out of line, I'm telling it anyway. I don't care. Because it's only Bobby Player could get away with it.
Yeah.
So when we get going here and ripping along pretty good here, we'll get Bobby Player. Because you know that.
Oh, yeah.
You played with him. You've seen all the shit.
Yeah, I didn't play with him, but he was around.
Oh,
I actually played.
He just ended.
He just ended. I played for Barkley. And
you
Barkley, he was all Blues. I mean, his heart and
yeah.
soul of the team, just like Bobby was.
Yeah.
A little more serious, but not as, I mean, who could be funnier than Bobby?
I know.
But Barkley was a heck of a guy. He gave me my chance to play here. One of the things he did when I got here, he respected my play. Actually, Emile Francis was one of the first guys that respected college hockey players.
Yeah.
So I came in, played half a season because I hurt myself in training camp. So I came up. Next year, Barkley puts his arm around me in training camp. Says, Zuke, yeah, you understand the game. You play the game well. You're offensive, but I like your defensive game. I'm going to put you on the ice to check every offensive line out there. So I had to check against Perreault, Martin, and who was it?
Rennie Robert.
Robert, Dion, Simmer, Taylor. Who else was in the league? Every time I had to go, and with him putting his arm around me saying, "You're my guy,"
Yeah.
made me feel 10 feet tall.
I told the story the last podcast about Gordie Howe putting his arm around me and making me feel
I saw that episode.
It changes your
There's a Blues goal.
the way you feel. We got a goal, Blue Crew. Okay, I don't know what you think of this.
Torpo might have
Justin
tipped it
Falk.
off of. I think somebody might have tipped it. Oh no, looks like Falky's skating first. Looked like it got tipped in front.
I think that's the stupidest guy.
Because it is the stupidest thing.
Yeah.
High five in the bench.
Yeah, high five. My wife one day says,
embarrassing.
"Oh, I thought he got an assist on that." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Luke, I thought he had an assist, but that doesn't look like the way they're skating to the
Oh,
bench."
he tipped it, yeah.
I'm like, "What?" the hell?"
Torpachenko caused
tipped
that
it.
goal with the good forecheck. And he got rewarded with the tip. Or was it off
It might have went off of
It hit somebody.
22 on
the
the
defenseman.
on Philly?
Yeah, it hit somebody.
Jimmy, who is one of the older guys that you used to frequent and just?
Well, Bobby. You guys were just talking about Bobby. Bobby used to come in all the time from the very beginning. He came in late 70s. As soon as we opened up, Bobby was he'd come in and out of there quite a bit. Bobby was a character, obviously. Bobby used to.
He would hang out with Noel, right?
Yeah, well, he came in with Noel. I mean, like all those guys back then. Well, then you guys were the second group that came in after Bobby.
Yeah.
Then late 80s, you guys started coming in, Chaser early 90s. And, and then it went on to Walt and then to Steiner. And
Is that when you put the cod in there for Chaser?
I needed one for a few years there. I had
He put in a couple long shifts anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was like
All respectable.
It was like a bar and a limo service. There was always someone there to take me home.
He could tell you the story. He could tell you the story about the night of the Cup where he was on TV twice.
Yeah, I didn't move from my chair. They got me at midnight edition, and then they got me at 4 a.m. And at 6 a.m., they come back, and he looked at me, and he goes, "You got to be shitting me. You're the same chair."
Did you not realize we just won the Cup?
Here we go. Breakaway.
Oh, that was a hell of a move.
He tried the old school move.
Yeah.
It's hard to do
Jakey
that
back.
with the pads they have now.
Yeah.
Well,
With the little pads, you can spread them out pretty good and slide it through
they're
there.
going to break. Why wouldn't we take one?
Well, you got it. From Window World Studios.
Siteman Cancer Center. Ice Guardians will be back.
After this message.
Now it's time for your Get Check moment of the game. And today we're talking about prostate cancer. Did you know that besides skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer among American men? But it's very treatable, especially with early detection. Fellas, please speak to your primary physician about knowing when to get your PSA test done. A simple blood test could save your life. Typically, it's recommended you get the first test done around the age of 50. But if your family has a history of other factors, you may opt to get it done as early as your 40s. It's a simple blood test, and that's it. And if you're in Missouri or the Illinois area, you can go to getscreenednow.com, or you type in your zip code and find a screening location near you. or you visit siteman.washu.edu. We're coming to you from Window World Studios, Hully. And you know these guys, they're all about windows.
That's right, Chaser. Windows World of St. Louis doesn't just put in windows. They take care of people. Best service in the business, hands down.
And they'll do whatever it takes to make customers happy. And that's why fans around here trust Window World for their homes.
So if you need new windows, go with the teams that's willing to go the extra mile. Window World of St. Louis.
Window World of St. Louis, best in town, buddy.
Absolutely. Chaser, in all our years here in the St. Louis metro area, we have made a lot of great relationships. But one of our favorites and most reliable, John Eilerman from McBride Homes.
No question about it, buddy. I mean, I remember when Ben was my middle guy, was a preemie, and I was called out of a field I was hunting, and we were in the midst of selling our house. I couldn't believe this was happening 11 weeks early. Come charging back to St. Louis, and McBride Homes finds me a place to live as I'm in the middle of trying to search for a home. And I've had a relationship with them, and that was in 2000. And they've done nothing but take care of Blues players, coaches. I know Craig Berube, Coach Berube was one of them. And they've just been instrumental in the community. They're such giving people. It's always about charity. It's always about giving back. And that's the reason they say McBride Homes is everywhere you want to live.
Absolutely. And it goes without saying that they are one of the top companies in St. Louis.
100%.
Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri. Welcome back. Window World Studios, brought to you by Siteman Cancer Center. While we were gone, Mr. Neighbors had a clean-cut breakaway that just couldn't get it in that 5-hole.
Couldn't get that goalie to bite. Being the goal scorer that I was, I think he should have taken himself to the left side of the net a little bit farther before he tried to get him to open up.
If it was practice, you would have scored for sure.
Oh, I would have scored, yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell
I remember.
You what, we've been watching a bunch of games, and this is the most wide open game I have seen. They are trading chances back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are.
It was that way the last time they played. It was 5-5. I guess we lost 6-5 in overtime.
There's Colton Parayko with a penalty, giving Philly the power play in his 744th game, tied with the one and only Brett Hull.
Is that how many games you were in the note? 744?
That's what our great producer, informed me of.
Not enough.
Not enough is right, because I only got injured for about 10.
Yeah.
Couple of healthy scratches. Not here.
I don't remember any healthy scratches.
Yeah, Brian Sutter did it one year.
Oh, yeah?
In Toronto. And then Keenan did it. He finally had enough.
Did Joel do it?
One time in Colorado.
Keenan would have benched Gretzky, so it didn't matter.
Was it a healthy scratch Quenneville give you in Dallas when you forgot to tell me you weren't playing the next day?
No.
Took me out till 2 a.m. on a day game?
I was probably injured there.
Oh, yeah.
Probably blocked a couple shots.
Oh, yeah.
Had a sore ankle.
Yeah. No, that was Edmonton. And those little ones I don't forget.
Zuke, where did you guys stay? Where did they have you put up, like in training camp?
Oh,
here?
Well, we had one training camp here, my first year, and no air conditioning in the arena. And it was about 95, 100 degrees.
Sure.
Oh, my goodness. It was awful. After that, we went to Port Huron for a couple of years, and then to, I think it was Regina. Regina for 4 or 5. I know I was there for 3, for, what was it, 4 weeks of training camp?
Yeah, at the Agrodome.
Oh, gosh.
The old Agrodome.
Nothing against Regina, but what do you do there for 4 weeks? I mean, there were 2-a-days.
Bear down.
Too.
I'll leave it alone.
Bear down and play hockey.
All your guys' training camps were here, though, were they not?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
went to. The
Peoria.
year Keenan moved me, I went. We were.
Oh, yeah. Once Keenan came, we went to
Well, yeah.
Vail
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, Vail.
because of high altitude training.
I think he was sniffing air balloons. I don't know what the hell his whole thing was. Man, I was mad at him. Well, just the way he we're so wanted to buy into everything he is saying because they had won the cup, in New York. So
You mean
had
Messier?
Messier won the
Messier,
cup,
Richter,
yeah.
and Leach won the cup.
Yeah, well, yeah, but so we're buying all this bullshit, and when he's sending me to, so I basically tell him, my grandma passed away, she raised me,
Unreal.
and I'd like to go home for the funeral. I'll be in Vail before the team, but I just won't travel with the team. And he's like, of course, that's what we mean, family. It's all about family. You go and you take care of business, and we're going to be here, and we're going to support you. And he went through this whole big thing. Well, thanks, Mike. So I said, well, here's my itinerary. I'll be in Vail before the team gets there, yada, yada, yada. Next day, skating around, lose my equipment. First day, lose my equipment. So I got it. I end up figuring all that out, and my stuff's coming the following day, but I skate that day with an extra set of skates that somebody had, Janny or somebody. And then after the practice, the second time he calls me in, he goes, hey, listen, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm putting you on waivers. I go, waivers? Why would you put me on waivers? Why wouldn't you just trade me? Like, what? Like, I know that there's, somebody will want me. I don't have time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And then he says, listen, we got to get serious about this team and it just can't be a big frat house like it is around here. Shanny, Janny, Cujo, Hully. And he's going on and on and on. He goes, and by the way, he goes, someone wants to leave the next time to just go to a wedding in your family wedding. You think that's the priority? And I said, family wedding, that's where you think I was. And at that point, I should have punched the fucking lights out of him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And
Nobody wanted to stand in that line.
I was like, I was so mad. And to Teddy Sater's credit, I got up to go at him, and Ted Sater says to me, Chaser, no. And he grabbed a hold of me and walked me outside.
Ted was a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Just said, like, he's trying to, that's
Sure.
the deal. Just leave him. So I had to skate with the team for 3 more days before the waivers went off, and then I got picked right away by Hartford, and I was afraid it was going to be Edmonton because I had all my relatives there, and I was like, oh, my God, how many tickets a game is this going to be? And ended up getting picked by Hartford, and that's a whole damn story on its own.
Shawshank, you said?
Shawshank. I called it Shawshank once. And I called it Shawshank. Well, I called it more than once. But I called it once when Paul Coffey got traded. The day he walked in the hotel, he looks at me and he goes, how bad is it? Because they had announced we were leaving. And they didn't fucking say where we were going. And people are booing the shit out of us at home because they know we're leaving.
Sure.
It's not our fault.
Right.
They're TPing the houses we were living in. These guys were putting their for sale signs up because, what are you going to do? It's getting close to spring.
Yeah.
And Koff goes, how bad is it? And I said, I was walking out the door to go to the game, and I said, welcome to Shawshank. Went to the game, next morning, getting crucified on the air on Sports Talk in Hartford, and we were in Miami. And not that I give a shit anyway, but Coffey tells reporters Chase calls Hartford Shawshank. And I mean, none of us knew where the hell we were going, and it wasn't like we were part of the plan. They didn't give a shit about us. So I lasted till about the deadline of them throwing shit at me and everything, and then Jimmy Rutherford started laughing. He's like, I'm going to send you up the road to Toronto. Put me up there, which was a blessing because he found out what was wrong with my knee and had surgery. And played 2 games more, and then was back in St. Louis. Turned out pretty good. You ever have injuries, Hully, where they leaned on you a little bit and said, I mean, because you never used to go in the training room. I remember you coming in one time looking around going, fuck, can't make the club in a tub. And there was guys laying in the, you know, I used to admire that. I used to take a hot pack and get out of the training room with the hot pack because I didn't want guys to see that.
That you were hurt.
Yeah, or even the coaches to see maybe we got an excuse. His hand's bugging him. Or,
Well, the old saying, right? There's a difference between being injured and being hurt. Because as soon as you get to training camp, you're always hurt.
Yeah.
You're always, whether it's an accidental slash or a puck off the instep or someone two-hands you in the calf. I mean, it's just never ending, and you just got to suck it up.
Yeah.
Zuke, who was your favorite roommate?
Probably Bernie. Bernie and I go way back.
Oh, yeah.
When I got here, we became friends and vacationed together, and we were roommates. I don't know if they enjoyed being with me much. I was a late night guy, watching David Letterman all the time until 1 o'clock or whatever time he got off. But Bernie and I got along real good.
Falky with his second.
Second for Falky, 2-0 Blues.
That's it.
2 Cobb Blues.
You know, my favorite roommate was Chaser's suitcase. Sam Sonite.
God almighty.
I like that. That's good.
The only thing I had to worry about with my suitcase is not to put it in the road between you and the bathroom. Couldn't afford to clean up the crash if someone fell. And that wasn't
You
necessarily.
set things out just for me to trip over.
And it wasn't necessarily you I was worried about. It could have been whatever the hell you brought home.
There's nothing like flying commercial, or was there, Zuke?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, with the 2 rows of non-smoking? Is that it?
Pterodactyl
Back then,
Airlines?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think smoking had gone by the time we
you were
got.
the problem.
I think smoking lasted till about 88, something like that.
Oh, maybe you could
Probably.
smoke then.
Yeah. I think that's about the time they took it out of airlines.
Unbelievable.
I'm the
Fighting
same,
over the
same
aisle
age as you,
seats.
pretty much. And I remember flying and people smoking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you remember, like the earliest for you at the arena?
Earliest what now?
For you at the arena.
Oh, well, I used to go to all the games even when I was 6 and 7 years ago. I remember all that. I used to go to the games obviously before you even got there, and remember Bob Plager's hip checks. That's what you remember when you were a kid. You could, you know, I remember Bobby Hess. I remember Ace Bailey. You know, all those guys. He was my favorite player back then. Phil Roberto. There's some great players that, you know, you remember when you were a kid watching them.
Chuck Lefley was
and
here,
Bob
probably.
Gassoff Senior, I guess, was a treat to watch because he was like
They say
nothing
he
we'd
was
ever
the
seen.
meanest.
Oh, he was as tough as it came. I mean, absolutely. And when I was a little kid, you used to try to play like him, but obviously you couldn't fight, you know, when you're a little kid, but you could hit people. And I used to, you know, when I was playing, I used to try to emulate Bob Gassoff.
Yeah, his death really hurt the franchise.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. He was becoming more than obviously.
I came
fighter.
in
He was a
right
good
after.
hockey player.
I came in right after, and not that we had bad defensemen, but we had no toughness back there.
No.
And what I heard is he was one of the toughest in the league.
Oh, he was easily one
They
of the
say
toughest.
he was the toughest guy in the league, and Bobby Plager told me I retired because he passed away. Because he said, I knew I couldn't get away with the shit I could with, like I had Pick, first of all, and then I got Gasser.
Yeah.
And then he said when Gasser passed, you know, he goes, it made my life real miserable. And he said, I was just too old to keep up the pace of the way.
He ended my dad's career. It was
Who did?
Bobby Gassoff.
Did he?
And it was completely accidental, but it was right near the merger, WHA and NHL, and they started to play exhibition games against each other. And the Jets were playing St. Louis, and my dad told me that he got the puck on the left wing, and, you know, like we used to do, you'd let that D come down and pinch on you, and then just get it by him to your center coming over. and he kind of waited, and Bobby Gassoff was coming at him, and he moved the puck to Ulf Nilsson, and he just got him at the right spot, and he broke his wrist. And you know that bone that doesn't get any blood?
Yeah,
that was one of them that broke.
He
said
slashed him or hit him?
No, just kind of ran into him. Wasn't dirty whatsoever. And I just, kind of just bumped into him, and his wrist was in a funny position after he made the pass. And that was basically the end of my dad.
Wow. It's a scene, too, with some of the times where it's like McInnes and Pronger's injuries. Like, of all the ways that you could have, I guess, your knee, your shoulder, whatever, you get hit in the eye, they both lose eyes, just kind of, it's one of those things to me, too, where, your game keeps going on and you keep having the pressure and the anxiety of the game, and then when the game's over and you're drinking a beer, you're like, what exactly happened to Chopper? And then they tell you, you're like, what? Like even the night Prongs got hit in the heart and was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Detroit.
I was actually at that
conference
game.
finals.
Yeah,
I flew to Detroit. I was at that game.
And then after the game, you're like,
that was crazy.
Kind of like the same thing that happened to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Guy.
Yeah.
Got hit just perfectly.
Yeah.
And the heart stopped.
It was, I remember sitting in the crowd and over the PA system, them calling for his parents to come down to the thing. And that, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's not good. And
it was a great wake-up call for the league, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was like when we were in Buffalo and Clint Malarchuk.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Tuttle cut his throat.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't down at that entrance, he'd have died.
Yeah, because the trainer just happened to be standing there for some reason.
Well,
the doctor.
There was a doctor.
The doctor,
there.
yeah.
That was the end where their dressing room was.
Exactly.
Right there.
Yeah.
If it was the other end, he probably wouldn't be here now.
Yeah, I heard the story.
Yeah.
He's in there, and he's like, hurry up, Doc. I got to get back out there. And he goes, oh, no, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
And he kind of went into shock the next day, they said, when they told him what happened.
That really affected him, too. I saw some interviews with him afterwards.
Right?
Yeah. Really messed him up.
Yeah, and Clint's a good man. He's helping a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
Got a farm for treatment center, and I know he's done a hell of a job with it. And Tony Granato's a big supporter and a helper on his board. So when you talk about alumni doing great things, that's one of them. And Malarchuk should be patted on the back for that. I mean, it's a big deal.
You got to have some good memories about the old barn, huh, Zuke?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, we
what
started
a great
to
place
play well.
Play.
That was the best. I mean, the locker room wasn't fancy, but it was nice and big, and we had the sauna and
big sauna.
Oh yeah, big sauna, the hot tubs, and yeah. Other than the mice and the rats that were around, it was a good place.
Yeah, but there's plenty of cats to eat.
Well, we had two cats
straight
in
from
that,
the arena club.
we had two cats in that arena that were as big as frickin' small hound dogs. Honest to Christ. I mean, forget all the food they used to eat after the game.
Sure.
They left, hot dogs and that. They would go in there. You'd go in there and you'd see the cat, and you'd be like, that cat is 80 pounds. And it's just from, the rats and the, Jesus, that place.
Well, let's take another break from Windows World Studios, presented by Siteman Cancer Center, with our good friends Jimmy O'Brien and Mr. Zuke. We'll be back. Wow, nice hustle. The only time I get to see that much drive is when I feed my dog. Nugget loves every flavor of Diamond Naturals adult formula. Every time I fill her bowl, it's like a breakaway. I think she loves Diamond Naturals almost as much as she loves the Blues. They both come from Missouri. Maybe it's local pride. All I do know is to step away from the bowl come feeding time, because she'll rough you up if you get in the way.
Now it's time for your Get Check moment of the game. And today we're talking about prostate cancer. Did you know that besides skin cancer, prostate cancer is the most common cancer among American men? But it's very treatable, especially with early detection. Fellas, Please speak to your primary physician about knowing when to get your PSA test done. A simple blood test could save your life. Typically, it's recommended you get the first test done around the age of 50. But if your family has a history of other factors, you may opt to get it done as early as your 40s. It's a simple blood test, and that's it. And if you're in Missouri or the Illinois area, you can go to getscreenednow.com, or you type in your zip code and find a screening location near you. Or you visit siteman.washu.edu.
Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri. Welcome back to the Ice Guardians podcast from Window World Studios, sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center, sorry. Blues are, this is as good as I've seen them look in all the games I've played this year. They're moving the puck well, they're moving their feet well, goalie's playing well. It's 2-0, it could be 6-2. There's been a ton of chances by each team.
Well, it could be 6-2, but the one thing about the Blues are they've tightened up their defense. The problem is they haven't tightened it up for 60 minutes at a time lately. I mean, they're easily 6-8 points better than the record shows, which is a huge swing in the standings. So that's why I keep saying, like, with this youth, you got to have that consistency. And Hully, you were talking about it with, I can't remember who you had on, where you were talking about the consistency of playing defense and how different coaches changed you into that mindset. But the Blues all have to figure out a little bit of, hey, this is where the grit happened, and this is why we won, and it'll head them in the direction that they finished last year.
Yeah, good D starts solid O.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Move the puck, play good D, move the puck, get it in, forecheck, create opportunities.
Keep the puck in the offensive zone, they can't score. I mean,
What's the story, Hully? I heard a story about Scotty Bowman kind of stirring the pot one time. It's kind of how you started on defense. Do you remember? Like, you'd go in and talk. I heard you'd go in and talk to Scotty all the times in the morning. No one would talk to him. You'd go sit and have a coffee with him.
Yeah, it was like, I remember when I first got to Detroit, I'd go in there into the coach's office and just sit there and chit chat with Scotty Bowman for 15, 20 minutes and have a coffee, and I'd come back into the room and it was like I had three heads, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys looking at? And then one guy goes, I've been here 8 years and he's never said one word to me. And I go, well, maybe you're just not as interesting to talk to as I am. But yeah, like, I remember Scotty Bowman, we were in the finals, and you know those cameras they have in the rink, they're $100,000 a piece. And we're out there at morning skate, and Scotty's not out there, he's not out there, and it's like, okay. And all of a sudden he comes on, skates right through one of our little drills we were doing, and goes from pillar to post, and he's swinging his stick and knocking the $100,000 cameras off the glass into the stands, and he goes all the way around the rink and you kind of have to know how Scotty is. He's kind of a little bit strange, a little bit out there, and he just kept saying, they're not supposed to be there. Those cameras aren't supposed to be there. Not supposed to be there. Like we were on the power play one night, and he called Smitty down, the assistant coach, and he's like, come on down here. And he's like, well, what do you want, Scotty? We're on the power play. He goes, who's in my seats? and he goes, I don't know who's in your seat. He goes, well, I didn't give those people my seats. And it was, and then the guys would come off, and he'd go, well, you're doing it wrong out there. It'd be like he was a savant.
Yeah, he was a savant.
Yeah.
did he ever run practices, or did he let somebody else run the practices?
Oh, no, they kind of ran it, but you knew who was in charge. Because if you didn't do it the way he wanted, it was do it again. Do it again. And one of the best players ever, Steve Eisman, was the absolute worst practice player I have ever played with in my whole life.
No kidding.
If you were scouting and said, I'm going to go watch their practice, you would think that he'd be sent to the minors after practice.
Now, was this because he just wasn't trying, or he just didn't get what was going on?
Oh, no, he got it. I don't think he was really into it.
Yeah.
You know, he was,
Remember when Chris Nyland was in the locker room for one of our events? He might have been there, Chaser. He said
I was there.
How Guy Lafleur was so terrible. They practiced a power play, and Guy did not have a clue what to do. One of the best players, one of the best scorers ever.
Yeah.
But couldn't figure out, pass from D to D, and then the guy goes here and this guy goes there. He never had a clue what to do. So they never practiced a power play. But you get in the game, and he was one of the best scorers ever.
Yeah,
all right, we're sorry about that, interrupting, but we're about to take another break as the end of the first period has come to an end. Blues leading 2-0, playing very well. We'll be back with our special guests.
Coming to you from Window World Studios, Hully. And you know these guys, they're all about windows.
That's right, Chaser. Windows World of St. Louis doesn't just put in windows. They take care of people. Best service in the business, hands down.
And they'll do whatever it takes to make customers happy. And that's why fans around here trust Window World for their homes.
So if you need new windows, go with the teams that's willing to go the extra mile. Window World of St. Louis.
Window World of St. Louis. Best in town, buddy.
Absolutely. Now it's time for our Get Checked moment of the game. And today, we're talking about breast cancer. And if you're a gentleman watching, please tell your wives, girlfriends, friends, daughters, sisters, aunts, and even your mother-in-law. Gals watching, listen closely to this. If you're 40 or older and haven't yet gotten your mammogram, it is so important that you do. Women who undergo regular yearly screening for breast cancer have better outcomes than women who don't. If you have family history of breast cancer, there is a chance you will need to start getting screened even earlier. And that's something to talk to your primary care physician about. Siteman Cancer Centers offer a mobile mammography van that parks at convenient places like Schnucks and Walmart all over town, so you can get screened on your way to run errands. Check out the van schedule and make an appointment on Siteman's website, siteman.washu.edu, or type in your zip code at getscreennow.com. If you're in Missouri or Illinois, to find multiple locations near you to get screened.
Hully, you know what's worse than a defenseman putting you into the boards?
Well, that's an easy one. Paying out of pocket for car repairs. That hurts more than a fight with you.
That's why there's Car Shield. When there's a breakdown, Car Shield helps you cover the cost and doesn't leave you stranded.
Over 5,000 parts and systems covered, and 24/7 roadside assistance. It's like having an enforcer in your corner, only for your car.
Month-to-month coverage, plans that fit any budget, and no long-term contracts, bud.
Don't wait for a breakdown. Go to carshield.com today. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com. Welcome back. Welcome back. Ice Guardians from Window World Studio, presented by Siteman Cancer Center, with Jimmy O'Brien and Mike Zuke and my pal Kelly Chase, watching a 2-0 Blues game.
Almost a 2-1 Blues game.
Yeah, well, the Flyers had 28 shot attempts in the first period and hit the net on 8 of them. That does not.
I remember
when bad math right there.
I remember when Vladimir Tarasenko was going to shoot the commercial, and he wanted to shoot a commercial with you. And Brett hadn't shot a puck in 4 years. He went out on the ice, and that's when they did the inflate gate thing, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, the Patriots.
Yeah.
Deflate gate.
No, I know, but this was the inflate. Because we had to pump the air into the pucks after, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Right, but the whole point was, Vladdy just was so excited. He didn't care if he got paid for a commercial. He just wanted to do this commercial with Hully. And after about an hour of him missing the net, Hully finally just turned and said, "No
damn wonder you can't get to 45 goals. You can't hit the fucking net. And it just deflated Inflategate.
Yeah.
The kid was just rattled, and he was so nervous. He literally, and as we learned later, and
Yeah, we shot pucks for what should have been 2 minutes for about 25 minutes. And I didn't miss the net once.
well, the funny part about it was they were moving the cameras after we were done the first shot. And Hully said, "What the hell are you moving the cameras for?" He said, "Well, you're shooting," and he goes, we just don't want the cameras getting hit with a puck and wrecking them. He goes, "Well, cameras aren't a net." And the guy goes, "I know, but if you miss the net," he goes, "I'm not missing the net." So I was just passing the one-timers, and he was just hammering them in the back of the net. Hammer him. And if you want to see a nervous kid, then after that, because he couldn't hit him in the first round, Hully just rips off about 45 in a row off the bar.
10 years retired.
And the kid, oh, God. The kid, he just couldn't get her together. And we learned later he couldn't take a one-timer. Couldn't shoot a one-timer.
That's amazing.
Well, that's
Yeah, he
the
had
whole
trouble.
league
He always
now.
had trouble.
Yeah.
Always
Oh,
had
yeah.
trouble.
Because they think they got to hit that perfect little spot when all you do is put the net in quadrants and hit the quadrant you want.
I used to go to the Phil Esposito Hockey School in the Sioux. Phil told me one time, "Mike, just hit the net. The goalie's going to screw up and move.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
get it on net. And, you know,
Well,
Esposito didn't have much of a shot. Everything was on net.
And
Quick.
I said this
Quick.
the other night. I go, if you want to be a good goal scorer, I go, just make the defenseman make a decision. They'll screw it up a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by, like, make the defenseman make a decision?
We'll go to a position, and I don't mean just defensemen, the defensive players in the zone when you're in the offensive zone. Go to a place where someone has to make a decision to get to you or to leave you, or is that guy going to go to you? And if you're in the right spot, someone's going to screw it up, and you're either going to be wide open or your teammate's going to be wide open.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like that's possibly one of the biggest problems with the current Blues right now. Like on power plays, or even when they enter the offensive zone, there's just not much movement. And like you said, we're always standing in the same place. It's pretty easy to defend, and they need a little more movement.
You are dead on. There should be nobody standing still that doesn't have the puck.
Well, you played with some of the most talented
Unreal,
players
yeah.
in the world in that Detroit team. And that Russian five, that was something to
Holy
watch.
cow.
How many Hall of Famers from that team, Holly?
11.
11 on that team?
Well, and probably more coming,
Yeah,
right? Because Zetterberg's there, and
sure.
Was Holmstrom there?
That's insane.
Holmstrom's
end
not
of
in.
No.
That was the end of it. Zetterberg and then, Datsuk, that was the end of it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there was Hasek.
Hasek, Yzerman, Shanahan, Fedorov.
Larionov,
Larionov.
Fetisov.
No, he wasn't there. Lidstrom, Chelios, myself, Robitaille. Well, Coach Bowman, obviously.
Datsuk, Zetterberg.
Datsuk and
That's 11. Bowman, 12.
Kenny Holland. Well, yeah, he was upstairs. It's
Yeah, I don't,
Crazy they
that,
can throw
that together.
that's
Crazy they
more
can
than
throw
the
it together.
Edmonton wagon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Edmonton had 8. They had 8.
That team, was it 81, Zuke, that was so good with you on
Yeah,
it?
80, 81. Yeah, we came in second. We built every year. We just didn't have that's when Ludi had his best year ever, All-Star, and he might have been, I think he tied for MVP or something that year.
Right?
I think he won MVP that year with
Did he?
Gretzky.
Who's that?
Did he win MVP with Gretzky?
I'm not sure.
Sure.
He was in the run. He was right up there. I don't know if he either won it or him and Gretzky shared it. But yeah, that was a good. And then problem is we didn't have any toughness on defense. And then
Yeah, Joe Micheletti.
Joe Micheletti, Jack Brownscheitel, Eddie Kia, Jerry Hart, Rick LaPointe, and Slider. What was Slider's name? Craig Norwich. Yeah. That was our defense. Maxime, Brian Maxwell. Brian was the only tough guy, and he just
He wasn't quite as tough as his brother Brad, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
No. And then they made the trade for Scott Campbell, and Scott Campbell played 2 exhibition games, and that was it. And we had lost Maxwell and Staniowski for that. And then Babs hurt his shoulder, screwed up his shoulder.
Weird, another
goals.
bad Blues trade.
Yeah.
There
Perry
were
was
some
on
good
that
ones,
team,
but
wasn't
there
he?
were
Oh,
some
God.
bad ones.
Perry was
When
Perry
you make
still
enough
there?
of them, you end up with some good and some
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
And
we
I
made
think
a lot
the
of
prof,
them.
he just
Brindamore, oh my God.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we didn't really have a choice on that one.
Brindamore?
I thought that the league was that
No, that was Stevens and Shanny.
Stevens and Shanny.
Yeah.
Right, but
They tried to sweeten the deal by adding Joseph.
that's right. We
and
offered
New Jersey
Brindamore,
already
though,
had
right?
2 goalies.
Well, and the league
we
said
offered
no.
Brindamore and
Yeah,
Cujo.
yeah,
for
Yeah, that's what it is.
If
We
it was
offered
Brindamore for the deal, they would have taken it.
No.
But because they
No, we
added
offered.
Joseph
We
in-
did. We offered Brindamore.
and Cujo.
No, that's not true. You're right.
No,
We-
they just
no.
added Cujo to the
Paul
deal.
Yeah, to sweeten
Cavallini
it.
and Paul Cavallini and Cujo. That's who we offered. And then when they came back to us, then we threw Brindamore in the deal. And at that point, it was like, no, we want 5 picks and Shanahan or some crazy shit.
Yeah, that was great.
New Jersey wouldn't have won many cups.
It
There was-
didn't matter. It was rigged from the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say there was a little collusion going on back
Yeah,
then.
because they
weren't
wouldn't
very
know,
happy
they didn't
about
want free agency.
signing.
All the other owners hated it.
Oh yeah,
Well, they hated him ever since they signed me to that deal.
yeah.
Right?
God, he was a good man,
Who's that?
Mr. Shanahan.
Oh, best. He was a good owner.
Great man, very funny.
Funny as hell. I got into a little scuffle downtown, and he was the next morning with the attorneys and myself, and he said, pulled me out of the room. He goes, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" Sure. Okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to just take a breath, sit down, not say anything other in the room unless they ask you a question, because I can't believe you're ready to fight again right now. And we haven't even got through the next morning of the one you were in last night. And he said, just don't say nothing. I'll take care of it. Sure enough, I was wound a little tight when I was younger,
Just a little.
Thank God for you.
Yeah.
Just calming my presence.
Yeah.
Started to lose my edge about 3 a.m.
It's hard.
Trying to sit
Hard
up
to
at
get.
the
Well,
bar
you
with
still
Hard to
had
get
it.
in a fight when your belly's touched in the bar.
Well, it was about what time of the night did you start calling for me to come over and sit beside you because you're getting nervous?
Probably after about the 100th autograph.
Well, you're a good time, Charlie, when you got in that bar. Oh, yeah. Well, sticks, yeah. Show up at practice tomorrow. Jersey, no problem. I'll get you a jersey. Chaser, just remember this guy's name. Yeah, good one. Good one. Yeah. But I guess just talking about guys and old stories, Kelly Taylor, the comedian, was doing a show up in Canada with Cujo. He was obviously highlighting it, and Kelly was emceeing it. So he asked Cujo about his late nights in East St. Louis, because it was Butchie always saying,
Yeah.
they look the same.
Right. They don't. Yeah.
Kept saying, "Butch, will you have a good time last night?" "No, but Cujo sure did."
How about the equipment you used to have, Zuke?
Oh, geez.
Just horrible,
Amazing,
right?
Yeah. I remember guys having to put cotton batting in your shin pads.
Right.
Yeah, because there was nothing left to the inside of it. Oh, and you use the same equipment. I used the same equipment 5 years here, and then I took it to Hartford with me when
Yeah, shoulder
when I
pads
moved
and
to
elbow
Hartford.
pads
Oh,
I
yeah.
would keep.
Yeah.
I have the same everything from junior to pro.
Okay.
Yep.
But you probably liked it because it was lightweight.
Yeah, I could get out of it a little earlier.
Yeah, 2 cups.
I don't think we have anybody
Riveted
on our
on
team
the-
that wants to mess around with that
Delorier.
young man.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
Delores, he is a tough kid.
All right, gang, we're going to take a break from the Window World Studios, sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center. Drew a blank there for a second. The great people at Siteman's taking care of our pal Kelly.
Yes, they are, by the way.
Yeah,
And Window World.
They don't waver from it, so we got a little plan.
good.
It's like a couple surgeries tomorrow, and hopefully by next week I start to get it come around a bit. So I'm not eyes watering and looking like
You're going to have to buy some new underwear?
new underwear.
All right, gang,
the
we'll be
pressure
back. Score big at Hippos Dispensaries with locations in Chesterfield, Columbia, and Springfield. Daily deals that keep your wallet in the game, top cannabis brands you know and trust, and bud tenders who feel like teammates. Hippos, your home rink for cannabis in Missouri. Welcome back, everybody, to Window World Studios, sponsored by Siteman's Cancer Center. Here with our good friends Jimmy O'Brien, Mike Zuke, and got a lot of people taking care of us, Chaser.
We've been pretty lucky, buddy. I got to tell you, I was just actually looking through my phone list and a guy I owe a call to, and it was mentioned on the break, but our friends at Diamond Pet Food.
Absolutely.
Peters, John, yeah.
Mr. Camp Peter, you bet. I'll tell you a great story is, my dog Nugget, just a kind of a spoiled little doggy, gets everything she wants, but was kind of a finicky eater. And when we switched to Diamond, it looks like she's in the Cirque du Soleil waiting for that bowl to get filled. She's jumping and spinning and flipping, and I can't tell you how much she loves it. And she's been a better dog for it.
I got to tell you something, though. I can't believe how all of the years we were together and all of a sudden you walk into an auction and buy a dog. Well, before the auction even started, he got in a cab and took the dog home. So we didn't know how much he got for the dog. He just said, whatever it is, tell me. And that dog, I used to be your best friend. And there's no way I am even close. And then, well, I guess you got a couple of them in there now. You got your wife, Darcy.
Yeah, my wife is extremely jealous of old Nugget.
Yeah, that little.
But I can't believe it.
And it is the food.
You love your parents, and I hate my parents. 50 years, I didn't know how much I would love a dog because I never had a dog growing up. And I cannot believe it. It's the greatest thing I've had for the last 11 years is that dog.
I think that was just a generation.
For rooming
Right.
with me.
Well, my dad was a farmer.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of farmer doesn't have a dog?
Yeah, really?
Right? Just ride on the tractor with, or nuts.
I got my first dog at 25 because my father was like your father. He's like, there's no way
Right.
dog's coming into my house. And then when I finally got him, of course, who was playing with him the most? My father.
Oh, yeah.
You got to feed them good food.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Diamond.
The
Diamond
way
Pet
she
Supply.
dances around that bowl, it's kind of like you when I'd open a Bud Light.
Oh, Jesus.
Anheuser-Busch.
I could hear it. I could hear it open, even if I was in the washroom. And then, of course, was being dragged out, knowing full well
Wow.
I didn't want to go, and you were going to make me, and you stand at the door and yell and scream about it until I got up and went out with you.
Every story he tells is a lie, people.
Yeah. I had I had to have an original game plan myself, knowing that the shots weren't going to be quite the same as where yours were coming from. Mine might be after the game.
Right? The best part is we knew exactly where we were going every night of the week.
Oh, yeah.
It was there on Monday, and there on Tuesday, and there on Wednesday, and there on Thursday. There on
No question about it. Zuki, what was your favorite city? Playing it. I mean, on the road.
Playing on the road, Montreal was always great. You know, Churchill's.
Always
Did
good.
you guys go to Churchill's?
Early in my career.
Earlier, yeah.
We went to Barbie Barn a lot after the
yeah.
barbecue. It was really good. And then
There was Lay something or other, Lay Shendo
Yeah.
or something.
Jay Paris,
J. Paree.
Wicked Wanda's.
We're in Montreal
What
one
was
night.
Wanda's last name?
Wicked.
Oh, here we go.
We're in Montreal one night, and wow.
Well, and you wonder why they can't score.
Yeah.
Basically had an empty
Missing
net,
that.
and he decided not to shoot it.
We're in Montreal one night, and I went back to the room just before curfew. And then the phone rings right at curfew, and it's Ron Wilson. He goes, "You better go over and get your boy." And Hully's at an all-night, what we call diner. And he says to me, I go over there next door, 2 doors down, and I walk in. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Now, we had lunch there. And then some of us went shopping. Some of us went and had a nap, whatever. And then we had dinner at Barbie Barn. And then we're stuck in a little area, just in a different area than we're normally at. So I get back just before curfew. I don't check in with Hully. No cell phones.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All of a sudden, I got to get up out of bed and go and find him. And I go and find him. He's a couple doors down. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "Come on, bud, let's go. We're staying overnight the next night." I said, "Well, we can come back tomorrow." He's like, "Well, no, we're good. And so I was like, "Hey, come on, let's go." So he had acquired
And he could be very
a new family.
convincing when he wanted to be. And I'm like, okay. I could tell by the tone of the voice, it was like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he comes, but he's saying, I don't even know why we're going. But on the front page of the paper, it says, I don't want to say it said the king, but it was basically a rival between the scorer and the goalies, because Patrick Waugh was the big thing there. And I said, "Hey, come on." He's like, "Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him." I kept saying, "I'm not worried about him. I just want you to come home," because it was split screen on both the French and English paper, and it basically like who's, it said the showdown in one and shootout in the other.
Yeah.
And so he won't talk to me in the morning. He's pissed that I've drug him out of there. And then he does the same shit when we're going to the pregame, after pregame, and so I'm like, all right, leave him alone. So after the first period, I think it was like 4-1 or something like that. And he's got 3. Now he's standing beside the door where we go off the ice. So I'm like, oh, fuck it, this ought to be good. I'll hear an earful of him. And so instead of, "Hey, thanks for taking me home last night at, whatever, 12:30, 1 o'clock, he goes, "I told you this guy was no problem. I don't know why you were so worried about the French guy. I have him." He's got
Could you
3
imagine
goals
how
already.
many I'd have if he would have let me stay there?
And so instead of like, "Hey, thanks, you helped me get 3, he was like, "I could have had 9 if I would have stayed."
And they were good 3 because my dad's record was 58. And I got 57, 8, and 9 that night
Nice.
in Montreal for him. And
yeah.
to show you how great those fans were, they kind of gave me a mini standing ovation.
Nice.
And Hockey Night in Canada, probably, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Or at least RDS.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the French Hockey Night in Canada. I'll tell you what, the Blues look fantastic. Couldn't score to save their lives, but
No, it doesn't look like
I mean,
it.
it could be 10-0.
Buchnevich has had at least 4 point-blank chances.
Same with Kyrou.
Yeah, Kyrie had
Yeah.
a few right there.
Jimmy, you've been
do you
known
notice
for-
that they just want to go to their backhand every time?
Yeah.
Twist your body, pull it to the forehand, and let it go. Backhand.
Missed the net by about 2 feet.
Jimmy, you've been having guys in and out of the place for a long
Sure.
time, and it's been a great. Well, for years it was a good hiding spot. It's not anymore, but it's sort of well known coast to coast here now, and I know that's,
Well,
that's a tribute to the way your family's treated people over the years. But
I appreciate.
who were a couple of guys that, you had to kind of really watch
when
and leave me
other
out
than
of it,
you?
I mean, who were a couple of guys that would come in and you were like always making sure they had rides, or always?
Well, just the usual cast of characters. There was you guys, obviously, and then, like I said, when you guys were getting older or moving on.
Steiner, yeah.
You had Walt, and then you have Steiner. There's been some great guys. Like, I have to say that there's been some TJ Oshie. I'd put TJ Oshie against anybody in his day. He was a character, and but he was also just a great human being. TJ's just a great guy. Obviously, Jax is an unbelievable guy.
Yeah.
Kevin Shattenkirk is another guy that is a great guy, and he was a lot of fun. Jamie Langenbrunner, he was a lot of fun back in the day. He was only here for a
I
cup
forgot
of
about
coffee,
Langs,
but he was a character, and he was very. There's been too many to remember.
Yeah, right.
But
How many
been
stories
fortunate.
would you say you can't tell?
There's a handful. that involve players and coaches. So I don't want them. I don't want the coaches to get a free pass. There's been more than that. There's been some out of town teams.
He just got back coaching. Could you leave him alone?
Yeah, he's doing all right. Yeah, he's doing all right. His team's off to a good start, and our other one's up in Toronto, and he's a good buddy of ours as well.
Chief.
But we've been fortunate, very fortunate, and you are obviously, and Hully are obviously to thank for a great deal of it. So.
By the way, folks, this is our buddy Irish Jim. He's going to be giving bets with Hully all year. So when they do Brett's bets, I think it'll get a little bit more cantankerous as the season goes on here.
We'll have to spice it up a little bit. We can rehash a couple good stories that you were involved in the place if you'd like to. Hully.
How about
not Hully. I mean Chaser.
How about your cousin?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We could talk
cousin?
about that. Oh, you
That
remember,
is
you remember
awesome
my cousin
story.
during the lockout? There was a charity game coming in. And it was Peelsy's 40th birthday, and there we go. It was a bad goal.
Oh, well. Flyers making it 2-1.
2-1. It should be 10-1.
Yeah, but we can get back to but getting back to that story. We were there for Peelsy's 40th birthday party, and we are all wearing referees' jerseys. And it was Chaser, myself, Big Walt,
Mike
and
McCarthy.
our friend Mike McCarthy, our buddy, is truly missed. But we're all there in referees' jerseys, and I had a cousin there, and he was, unbeknownst to anybody else, but he was punching guys in their side without them looking, and I'll let Chaser take over from here. But
Well, no, it was like I got punched in the ribs 3 times.
yeah,
And I had no idea who was punching me, and I kept turning around. I actually thought it was Walt.
yeah,
Well, Walt knows better.
And
he did, and Walt was getting
finally I
punched as
turned
well.
around. I said, Walt, stop punching me. And he said, I didn't touch you. I said, well, whoever keeps punching me, enough. I'm out of the business. Like, cut the shit. And I had to go pick up a guy at the airport. And so I wanted to get out of there, and I was going to grab him and come back. It was about 11 o'clock. And boom, I get hit in the ribs again. I turn around, and I see this guy standing there like John Wayne. I go, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, hey, Chase, I just want to see what you do. I just want to see what you tough guys would do. I said, stop punching me. He said something to me, pushed me on the shoulder. I turn around, blast this guy one. Down he goes. He's laying on the floor. And I walk out of the restaurant. And a bar's humming. I go, okay. So I'm going to the airport, and I called Jimmy. I go, Jimmy, listen, I just belted a guy at the back of the bar, and I'm sure you know about it and everything now, but I go, this guy must have hit me 5 times in the bar, and I'm sick of it. And he goes, and he's laughing and laughing. I go, what's so funny? He goes, it was my cousin. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Now it's his cousin, right? Well, it turns out the guy's got one leg.
Yeah. Well,
He's got a prosthesis.
what I said to him was, we were on the phone. He said, is that guy all right? I said, oh, he's fine. He's just about getting back up right now. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, it's taken him a little while to get back up. And he's like, well, was he knocked out? I said, no, it's just taken him a while to get back up. He goes, well, what took him so long? I said, well, he's trying to reattach his leg.
So then we have an autograph session out at the casino about 2 weeks later. And Jimmy gets to the front of the line to be a smart aleck. And, you're just head down, signing. He goes, hey. I look up, I go, hey, what's going on? What are you doing here? He goes, don't look now. But he goes, the guy in the red coming in, I think was, with my cousin. And
Said the guy, he's been eyeballing you all night.
He's been eyeballing you this whole time, and I think you're going to get it.
And you had to remember, Chaser was fresh out of the business, so Chaser's like, well, what side is he on? Is he on my left or he's on my right? I go, he's right behind you. And Chaser's looking to his left and to his right. And then he can tell you, I turned around.
And I look over to my right, and there's a kid there in a Cardinal jacket in a wheelchair. Says, go get him, Tagger. What an asshole.
Only Jimmy. That's a good one to end at. End of the second period. Great being with you, fellas. Here we are, and there we go. Window World Studios, presented by Siteman Cancer Center. Kelly Chase, Mike Zuke, and Irish Jim. Adios.
Adios, folks.